Welcome everybody to this meditation of the School of Christian Mysticism. Welcome also to those who will watch this in a recording. Most of us have just taken part in morning prayer, and today that included Psalm 18 as interpreted by Nan Merrill, which begins, "I abandon myself to you, O living presence, my strength." And we also heard as a canticle a poem from the Sufi poet Rumi, which said, "Love has come. It has emptied me of myself and filled me with the beloved." So the meditation today will consider what it is that we need to abandon and ask what that self-abandonment is like. And we begin with a quote, quite a long quote from a 13th century Franciscan tertiary called Jacopone da Todi. He was an interesting chap. He came from Todi in Italy. And the name Jacopone was in fact a nickname. It loosely translated, it means Crazy Jim. Because he gave up a prosperous life and lived a life of poverty as a Franciscan. And he got the nickname of Jacopone, and he was delighted with this and adopted it as his name. And this is one of his writings called, a poem really called "Self-Annihilation and Charity Lead the Soul to What is Beyond Knowledge and Language." If we could just take a little moment to settle some more before I begin reading this, just settling in your chair, relaxing, supported by the earth and by the chair, relaxing in your body, leaving behind the worries and concerns of the world that we might have brought here with us. You're sinking into calmness and relaxation. I once thought that reason had led me to you, and that through feeling I sensed your presence, caught a glimpse of you in similitudes, knew you in your perfection. I know now that I was wrong, that truth was flawed. Light beyond metaphor, why did you deign to come into this darkness? Your light does not illumine those who think that they see you and believe that they sound your depths. Night, I know now, is day. Virtue no more to be found. He who witnesses your splendor can never describe it. In God, the spiritual faculties come to their desired end, lose all sense of self and self-consciousness, and are swept into infinity. The soul made new again, marveling to find itself in that immensity, drowns. How this comes about, it does not know. In losing all, the soul has risen to the pinnacle of the measureless. Because it has renounced all that is not divine, it now holds in its grasp the unimaginable good in all its abundance, a loss and a gain impossible to describe. Once united with God, it knows that what you think is day is night. What you think is light is darkness. Until you reach this point and the self is annihilated, everything you think is true is really false. You do not yet have in you pure charity, while you can think of yourself and the victory that you are striving for. With nothing for yourself but what he wills for you, lose yourself. Be united to him. Do his bidding. Shed yourself and put on the Lord. You will ascend to a height surpassing all virtue, and Christ, who is there, will never let you slip and fall. I'm going to read now from a book called The Reed of God by Carol Houselander. First a quote and then a short poem which I'll read twice. After I've read that twice, Tim will play for us on the flute to lead us into the silence. To be filled with God's presence, one must be empty. The requisite emptiness, however, is not formless, but like the virginal emptiness of Mary. It is emptiness like the hollow of a reed, the narrow, riftless emptiness, which can have only one destiny: to receive the piper's breath and to utter the song that is in his heart. And the poem. I am your reed, sweet shepherd, glad to be. Now, if you will, breathe out your joy in me and make bright song. Make children's songs or any songs to fill your reed with breath of life. But at your will, lay down the flute and take repose, while music infinite is silence in your heart, and laid on it, your reed is mute. and again. I am your reed, sweet shepherd, glad to be. Now, if you will, breathe out your joy in me and make bright song. Make children's songs or any songs to fill your reed with breath of life. But at your will, lay down the flute and take repose while music infinite is silence in your heart. And laid on it, your reed is mute. Tim. Each one of us is a reed of God, here to play his harmony, his breath flowing through us, in infinite harmony, the harmony of silence. as we come towards the end of our meditation. Here's another quote from Carol Houselander. There are people who do not find it necessary to use words or ideas for meditation. We know that we can hear a song sung in a language of which we know not one word, but the rhythm, the melody of it finds an answer in our heart. It echoes from our own soul. We can understand it without being able to translate a word of it into our own speech. For some, prayer is like that. As we approach now the end of our silent prayer, we leave in the background the silent harmony, which is always with us. It never goes away, though we're not always conscious of it. It's always there. Deep within us, it's always there to be found. The silent harmony of God. And we're all called to be the reed flutes of God, hollowed out, giving no obstruction to the breath of the Holy Spirit to blow through us, to bring that harmony into the world. So now we emerge from the silence back into this world. Still relaxed, still calm and peaceful, still feeling something of that inner harmony, which we can bring not just to ourselves, but to others. This concludes the meditation.